Hi, I'm Dean McCarthy, and welcome to this special edition of Live from LA. We are here for an exclusive interview in the Hollywood Hills, baby, with my dear friends from Selling the OC, Alex Jarvis and Sean Palmieri. Welcome to the Hollywood Hills, baby.
Thanks for having me, Dean.
Love being here.
Love this, love this. Now, the world has gone crazy over your show, and season 3 has just started streaming on Netflix. Let's get into it because you, my friend, are the star and major storyline of this season. How are you feeling right now, the world's seeing season 3?
I am still just kind of, it's all still sinking in. When you first see a show, especially after you're filming, you film so much.
Yep.
And then sometimes you don't know what's going to make the cut, but then I had zero clue after I saw it. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. So let's start with a bit. So give me the lowdown, like what actually happens this season?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. So from what you see, there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of fabrications that turn into a huge, bombshell in multiple different situations.
Yeah.
And it just kind of spirals into a lot of things and a lot of things that I never asked for in the first place.
Yeah.
And you see it unpacked, but this time around, you just see a lot of different situations and rumors from this side and that side. And it gets to a point where when people start coming at me, the only thing you have to do is defend yourself and you have to start speaking the facts and checking them.
Yeah, and you're good at that. Even in real life, like that is how you are. You just keep it 100, you love a receipt, you love keeping it real, and that's what you did this season, right?
Yeah, well, I did. And I don't like being, I don't like the negative energy. I don't like having to go after someone or anyone. But when someone goes as far, especially on a show, when, there's a huge audience and you start making up rumors and you start fabricating things, I think that from anyone who's seen season 1 and 2, I usually like to stay in the background and I kind of am more like the mediator. But this time around, they really went full force. And at the end of the day, don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna come at me, I'm gonna check you if you're in the wrong.
No, for real.
So.
That's the thing, because season 1, season 2, you were painted as a villain at the start of the show, which still actually makes me laugh because you are.
Me too.
You're just so awesome and you keep it
Thank
so
you.
100, and you just came in, sold your big mansions, did your job, kept it real. You were always on the side of what's good, and now you've handed the baton to our friend. So I want to get straight into it, and I want to get straight down to this. So what happened with Austin exactly?
Okay, so what happened with Austin was I didn't even want to happen, honestly, since the beginning of filming. I was in scenes where he just kept being brought up, and I never brought him up once. And as you can see in a scene with Alexandra Harper and Kayla, they kept bringing him up. What happened with your relationship with Austin? I keep seeing this.
Yeah.
To a point where I'm like, why does Austin keep getting brought up? And all I said was what I said on camera. I was like, hey, him and his wife are a little bit flirtatious, but that's it. We stopped being friends.
Yeah.
And I started to notice how it just kept coming up nonstop. And I even personally reached out to Austin. I said, hey, you keep being brought up in conversations. What is this about? And then rather than having a conversation, as you could see, I walk into an office one day and there's some rumor that I'm like, what is this rumor?
Yeah.
And as you could see, there was a lot of fabrications and things being held that stirred the pot. And at the end of the day, I had to stand up for myself and speak the truth.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I do not want this, but certain castmates, they'll go to certain lengths to do or say anything just to take the heat off of them. Because unfortunately, season 1 and 2, there was a lot of bad apples in the office that I think maybe there was this desperation at this point, trying to flip a script on someone else. Mm-hmm. And you see how that turned out.
So you actually tried to resolve it off camera. How did it actually get on camera?
That's so interesting. So basically, I was hearing about it. Austin kept being brought up in scenes, and the day he got brought up multiple times, I did text him that evening and said, hey, you're being brought up a lot, especially that him and I have stopped talking. Our friendship ended due to certain things that happened in the past.
Yeah.
And I texted him, he said he was gonna chat, I called him, and then literally you were there. I just walk into the office one day and I'm completely blindsided and being cornered saying, what is this rumor? And I'm hearing other things saying that Austin's saying things about me. So in my head, I'm like, what is he doing and what is he bringing up and why am I being cornered due to his actions towards me?
Yeah.
And I gave him multiple warnings. I said, do you want to go there? I said, you're not going to do this on camera. And like, again, I think that a lot of the castmates saw that season 1 and 2, usually I'm the mediator. I think because they know that I try to keep it classy at all times.
Yep.
I think that there are certain people in the office who have some spiteful ways right now that wanted to stir something. And they thought that usually because I am very, cordial, very classy about things, they never saw the side of me that if you're really going to try me, I'm going to check you, and it's not going to be pretty.
But I think that with a lot of the characters we have in this office, and I use that term intentionally, if you stand up for yourself or you stand up for something that's counter to what they believe in, they're just full on attacking, and they will do anything they can to try to degrade you, to try to create rumors, lies about you. And I went through it.
Yep.
And then Sean has now gone through it.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating to see because Sean is like just such a good guy. Like he's just a class act.
Yeah.
And he tried to keep all drama away from the cameras. He's not about that.
Especially going back to the Austin situation, I came to the office, and when this came up, I left. I said, I'm not doing this here. And I was literally shaking. I was like, why are you bringing this up for an entire office to see when he really knows the truth of what's his actions? And the first thing I thought, I'm like, what is going on behind the scenes with this cast right now, and what are they even trying to do when their behaviors towards me are the facts?
Yeah.
So I tried being the bigger person. I left, and you could see that he's calling me a coward, saying, what are you trying to do, bring it up to the office? I'm like, you're the one who just brought this up in the office. There was like a lot of things where I'm like, I was so confused. I'm like,
let's talk.
I just came here I was excited to talk about that listing that I wanted to show you that you're gonna see.
We actually had work to do.
Yeah, I actually came in like more than excited trying to get this new listing I've been working on, and I get blindsided with all these childish questions and no one going to the facts, for the point where I'm like, if you really have the nerve, do you know what you've done? What are you doing? And then that's what happened. And then it escalated to then I started to realize, I was like, okay, there's this clique in the office that they're trying to put their heads together to take the fire off of them, because the ones who call them out on their bad behaviors that the viewers have already seen, I think they're just trying to figure out any way in all types of ways to put the heat on someone else, so they're out of it this time.
So Jarvis, when did you hear about the rumors, and what rumor did you hear exactly?
Regarding Sean?
Yeah.
When it was happening. I mean, honestly, I had no idea. When Sean walked into the office the day that Austin assaulted him, I had no idea what was going on. Like, I just saw that something went from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and my heart was racing. I was shaking because it was just a really intense moment. So I didn't even know what was going on. Sean, he is such a private person. He didn't even tell me. Like, he was like keeping things, just like out of the drama. And he and I, we're not drama. So I'm just kind of like realizing things as they unfold. And then he's like telling me like what's going on, and it just, I know these people in the office so well now. Their cards have been laid for everyone to see. And if one person in their little clique has a problem with someone else, they all just line up, like little dolls, to go then attack whoever it is they have a problem with. They don't even know, they don't even have to have a clue what's going on. They're just like, and I appreciate that they're loyal to one another. I'll give them that. But it's blind loyalty. And I don't respect that.
There's a lot of hypocrisy this season. Who were the big culprits, do you think?
Hard to narrow it down. I was just thinking about this the other day because I did some press with Polly and Hall, and it's Polly, she kept saying that Sean is, creating drama for screen time. And honestly, I was kind of shook for a minute because I'm thinking, like, that's just not Sean. And she knows Sean well enough to know that's not Sean. And honestly, like, that's like a Hail Mary attempt that any of them try to sling at someone else just because they've got nothing. And like, it couldn't be further from the truth with Sean.
You and Polly have not been friends since season 1, and she's out here talking about rumors. Talk to me about this.
Oh my God, yeah. So that was really interesting to see. We see how Polly is going into season 3. I have not spoken to her since season 1. It's already been over a year and a half of not even being friends. And she's going on camera saying that recently I'm telling her certain things about people when I haven't even spoken to her in ages. So I'm like, how could you go and then you're fabricating, you're making up stuff to stir the pot, yet you're saying that I'm desperate for screen time over things that you're initiating and starting in the first place. It's not even shocking.
Make it
It's
make
typical.
sense.
It's typical Polly, but I'm like, when I see that, I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, we're not even friends. We don't speak. And you're coming at me saying that I want to start drama, yet you just started the drama. It's like, so that
this is how it is.
this
with
is how it
these
is.
people. It's like,
So that's where I was just like, oh God, here we go. Because, you know, she brought something up that shouldn't have even been brought on camera.
Yeah.
And she fueled an entire office
Yeah.
hurricane. I still feel like my head's in the washing machine spinning and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah. I do love the moment when you were like, when you just read everyone. Was it the final episode?
Oh yeah, at that
that
at the
point.
Derby.
Was that fun?
I mean, listen, I naturally don't like to do, like, I'm naturally like, I don't like to,
You're
like,
really chill.
I've
but-
never
yeah,
seen you
but
like
it was
that.
just everyone. I'm like, who is
Blah, blah,
causing this, and why are you guys so desperate to come at me like this? And then
Uh-huh.
I was like, you know what? You guys have shown your true colors more than enough. At this point, I'm really just gonna call you all out for you are. So I'm like, bang, bang, choo choo train, you. Like, I'm done. I'm like, it's done. I was
Yes.
like, you guys have shown your true colors. There's like, what else can I say? So.
Is there, I know you've had a lot to say in the past about Kayla, like is there a side of her that we didn't get to see off camera?
Well, yeah, as you saw in season 2, especially in season 1 though, Kayla got dragged way more than Polly for basically kind of doing the same things. And, you know, I remember going into season 2, Kayla didn't ask, she begged for me to have her back nonstop. And I felt bad. She genuinely was going through a lot and she was really emotional and I just kind of felt bad. I'm like, hey, this is a lot. Like they're attacking her for the same things that she's done.
Yeah.
Let's just like, let this go. But I always was there for Kayla. I had her back and I was there for her. And to see someone where when season 3 comes around, she's actually fueling the fire of all this kind of stuff. I confided in her, which I'm still wondering how all these things came out, which now I think I know why. And seeing how she quickly took something where I had her back, I was there for her, I was nothing but a good supportive colleague, and then seeing how there is a moment where I'm in the fire, seeing the quick turnaround and saying, well, he said this, and you can't trust over something, now you're saying you can't trust over a complete rumor that you know was fabricated. Seeing that side of her, I was like, oh, that's pretty sad and that's pretty low, because she was just making up a lot of things, and I saw that she was saying something specifically about when he gives you his phone, he doesn't let you read through it. Kayla, I don't let you read through it because when I did give you my phone, you took extremely personal information from someone else and started texting it to yourself, where now your privileges have been revoked. I could hold and I could scroll. You've been through my phone, you've seen. So seeing that, I was like, that was a very interesting and awkward manipulative tactic where I was like,
and you know it, because it's the thing. It's like when we're in the seat of like, we know what's happened. He knows everything that's happened. He knows her very well, and knows Austin. He knows Sean. He knows all these people, and then to see all of these people say things that are just so far from the truth, it's like it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's really hard to watch. When I saw that, I was shocked because I did call out the entire cast saying, who started this whole thing to make this a whole, like who started all of this? That. Like, what are you guys doing? Everyone stayed in silence. They said they didn't say anything. Kayla looked me right in the eyes and said, I don't know what's going on. And then to see her make some excuse saying that she had to go up to the bathroom because she knows that she cannot look me in the eyes and say something. Because she, when we know the truth, we know that I'm going to say, what are you doing? And who do you think you are? So just to see that, I was like, and then ever since we filmed the season finale, Kayla has disappeared.
Never heard from her again.
No.
What do you think fans will love about this series, this season, actually? The final question. Why should they tune in?
Yeah, I think people will want to binge it. It's binge worthy. I think people are going to be genuinely confused also.
Really?
Yeah, and that's going to create a lot of discussion and, questions. Yeah. But for why they'd want to tune in, I mean, it's just going to be juicy.
Yeah, it's gonna be juicy. And you see, they try to spin a lot of things. I think a lot of, especially the guys, Tyler and Austin, they try to spin a lot of things, and it was a reflection of them. Everything they were saying about me is actually what they've done towards me. And I think that they thought, because I keep it cool, calm, collected, I'm usually pretty classy. I think that they probably didn't think that I would go there if they really wanted to try me. And that's where I was like, if we're gonna have to go there and I'm gonna shut it down and really spit the facts, let's go.
He's not
And
the
that's-
one all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Love it. Thank you for chatting with us on Live from LA. The new season of Selling the OC is out now. Stream it on Netflix. Alex Jarvis, Sean Palmieri, thank
Thanks
you for
for
joining me
having
in the
us.
Hollywood Hills.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you,
us.
Dean.
Bye, guys.